I'm Katie.
I'm Kylie.
And this is
You're Not Paranoid. Woo!
I'm going to blur that out though.
What?
Because no foot pics for free.
$200 a pop minimum. Perfect. Here's a little. Oh, that's 10 cents. Pa!
Oh, I'm not wearing my beanie.
No, but then they can't see your hair.
I'll show them and then.
Okay, look.
Oh! Wow!
Come back.
Want to say hi?
There she is. Hi.
Hey guys. I want to say fuck you.
That's
And,
pretty much her face.
And also, excuse me, if you guys want to check out my my podcasts, it's at jibby.com. Actually, that's coffee, so don't look at it.
Oh.
Anything else?
Why are you looking at me like that?
Because I want to fight you. It's freaking fight.
Frick.
Freaking watch my bet.
Whoa.
Are you done? Hello.
Oh. Hi. Hey. Look at her hair.
Hello. My hair is rose gold now.
It is more pink than rose gold in my personal
because
opinion.
it hasn't been washed yet. And they said
Oh.
they set the front pieces more pink
Mm-hmm.
because it's gonna wash out pretty bad.
Oh. So they're
Yeah.
anticipating the washout.
Yeah.
Got it.
So now that everyone's seen it, I'll also put on my. I'm gonna be very hot.
Yeah.
Just like to say, go Bengals.
Okay. Who's that? Is it a hockey team?
How dare you?
I'm just joking.
Runners up, baby. You're first or you're last, but
No, if you ain't first, you're last.
same
Is how it goes. Shake and bake, baby. Shake and bake.
So
Yeah. No, it's great. We love your hair.
thanks.
Yeah.
Eh.
It's going to be okay. But I am a positive person.
You're just being mean.
I know, but because it's stuff I don't like, I'm positive about things I like. And this is what my husband likes to say. It's a double standard. Like it's a justification. I'm like, you can't say that.
What? Like because
Like
of your
he'll-
interests?
No, like he'll use the excuse I say whatever he says. He's like, no, but it's because it's a double standard. And I'm like, no, that's a bad thing. He's like, no, that's why I'm saying it, because it is. Like it's a justification to saying something. So for example, I'm like, he's like, he'll maybe say, oh, well, it's not good if you eat he doesn't say this, but as an example, because I can't think of anything. Oh, like you can't eat fried chicken because you're watching your weight, but I can eat fried chicken. I'd be like, that's not fair. He's like, no, it's a double standard. I'm like, you can't. I'm supposed to say that. You can't say that. So that's what
I see.
So now that's why I'm saying it too.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it.
Right. It's not funny when it's happening to you, but when you're the double standard sayer,
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of funny
Mm-hmm.
because you're like confusing everybody.
Indeed.
Yeah. Hi.
Hello. Welcome to Beanie Day.
It is. It's not even cold here.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. I have customers call and they're like, where are you based out of? And I chuckle and say California because I can see that they're like somewhere in the Midwest or maybe in the East Coast or New York or something. And it's probably
Sucks.
real cold over there right now. I'm like, yeah, it's a brisk 68 today. They're like,
Mhm.
oh my gosh. I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, I feel like I
know.
have to apologize for good weather.
And a couple weeks ago, it was like in the 90s.
Yeah.
I forget that other places it's winter.
Yeah.
And then I'll see the snow. I'm like, oh,
Sorry.
sucks.
And we're here. So definitely.
It's okay.
We're very lucky. We also have a lot of high taxes.
Yeah.
They call it the sunshine tax.
Yeah, because if we don't pay it, then the weather turns
goes
bad.
bad.
Not a lot of people don't. A lot of
Know
people
that.
don't know.
They
Do you
don't know
They
that.
don't know.
Yeah.
I can't speak anymore.
No. We're going to reset Katie. Give us one moment. I think I have to, like, you know, they used to do that with your Nintendo 64. You have to blow in it.
I didn't have a Nintendo.
Wait, you never had to do that? Or any, like, that was the, okay, when you were in the 90s, aka growing up, if there was anything wrong or broken, turning it on and off wasn't the thing. It was blowing in whatever you needed to reset. Like your VHS. Not that anyone really did that, but that was what we did, I feel like. Because it was assumed that there's dust particles getting in the way of the electrical connection. So that's like another one of my husband's sayings. So he's like, just blowing it.
I know.
Like
I wanted to make a lot of inappropriate jokes
about blowing.
Yeah, but I won't.
But why not?
YNP.
You're so clever. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm Kylie.
And I'm Katie.
And we are
You're Not Paranoid.
I don't know what that is. I think those are supposed to be fireworks.
Sure.
Yeah. And we're here in person. This is so exciting.
It's been a while.
It's been a long time.
Since you... Is that the song?
Since you've been gone. That's the song.
Yeah. It's been a while
98.
since I said sorry. Is that that's the one I was thinking about?
That's the Finger 11 song, right?
What?
It's called Finger 11.
Is it? Sure.
Keep going. Keep singing it. I'll get there.
Well, I don't want to get in trouble. Since it's been a while since I...
Yeah. Since I've...
I don't know.
I keep wanting to combine it with an Alanis Morissette song where she goes, turned 98. He won the lottery.
Yeah, because
died the next day.
I don't know her.
It's the song Ironic.
Oh.
It's like rain. That song. Pardon my voice. I do not have a singing voice, but I do it anyways. Because I have fun. It's also not Finger 11. I do know it's ooh, don't tell me. Stained.
Oh, dang.
I have
Pulling
these weird
it
little
out at the last second.
Little boxes back here. Little music boxes. Just like comes out. I was picturing his face in the music video. Don't look at me like that, Jibby.
The song is called It's Been a While.
Oh, go figure.
Surprise.
Yeah. Stained. Oh, it's like a very, very 90s band.
I would not have ever guessed the name of that band.
It like literally, I think I saw through your eyes, maybe. That was weird.
Like
I
David
felt
Blaine.
like, yeah, I'm definitely related to him. He's my uncle. So.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Have you seen those David Blaine spoofs?
Yeah.
Cheez-Its.
That
Every
might be
time.
a little too old for our younger
Oh my God, he's on the
audience.
roof. How did he do that? Yeah, does anyone know who David Blaine is? Who is the new magician of this generation?
I think we don't have them anymore.
Oh, they're extinct.
Well, there's the show somewhere.
The Magicians?
The
America's Got Talent? American
adjacent.
Idol?
The ones with the, I want to say Key and
Witches?
Peele, and it's not. It's the Penn and Teller.
Oh.
It's like Penn and Teller, show me how you do magic, or something like that. And then they have to try to like fool them.
Like trick them with real good magic,
I
so then it
guess.
feels like it's real magic.
Mhm.
It's never real. I've learned. I used to watch magic videos of how to.
You were
Magic
trying to be a
videos.
magician?
No. I dated a magician. And so guess what? Don't date a magician if you don't want all the magic spoiled.
Well, isn't that the joke of like, oh, he's a magician?
Oh
Like,
no.
I
What?
feel like that's always a joke on like shows and stuff.
Oh,
Like,
it's
don't make like you shouldn't ever date
be
a
friends
magician.
or yeah. I didn't know that. Well, now I know. I'm telling people that.
There you go.
Yeah.
PSA, everyone.
PSA with my PTSD.
Mm.
No, it's okay. Wasn't that bad. It's all good. I moved on. And then I married him. No, I'm just kidding. Can you imagine? Plot twist. No. No, we did not. My husband is not a magician. And there is a reason for that. No. Oh, wow. Although it's funny because if I were, I'm talking about him a lot today. If I were, I think because I miss him. He's gone for like 3 hours. I'm like, oh my God, my husband. No.
Barf.
People compare us, and you're going to laugh, unless you don't watch the show.
Probably
People
not.
compare because I don't say his name, him and I, to Phil and Claire Dunphy from Modern Family. Because
I can see that.
Okay, right? Because he's like a goober, fun, lighthearted, like really has best intentions even when things go wrong. Like you really never can be mad at him. And I'm Claire, where it's like I try to be fun. I do have good intentions, but it's hard for me to have fun sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
This is why I podcast. We're practicing. I'm getting better.
Mm-hmm.
I have fun when I don't feel like I should stop talking.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm like, and that's enough about that. You know what I'm saying? It's just like everybody who has a husband, you know?
Sure.
I think that's why Phil and Claire are a perfect, good example / comedy because everyone can find a little bit of themselves in both.
Yep.
You know?
Mm-hmm. My brother falls up the stairs. Like Phil.
Yeah.
I always think of that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like they find ways to make it relatable to someone. To like, oh, that's like so my mom or so my wife or husband or whatever. Ugh, that's what makes a show a good show, right?
Sure. I just
assuming you watch shows.
I did watch. What's it called?
Modern Family? I thought you were going to tell me a new one. I was like,
no, I just didn't watch the last like couple seasons.
Yeah.
I rewatched New Girl.
Oh yeah, I rewatched New Girl.
I feel like that'll probably be my new comfort show.
It's
I hadn't
rewatched
it or hadn't seen it since it like first aired.
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
yeah,
good times
for sure. Yeah, rewatching old YouTube videos is also quite comforting. I've been doing that lately. There's some Mad TV, good. That doesn't exist anymore. It can't exist in today's day and age. It's not quite right. But when it did exist, it was hilarious.
Yeah, I didn't watch too much Mad TV.
Yeah, Mad TV was good. SNL obviously was really, really good.
Yeah, I'm surprised that it's still on TBH.
Yeah. They have a lot of I think it could I haven't been watching. So I can't
I'll
really
see like the clips that they post on Instagram.
Yeah.
Because it's like those will be like the funniest ones.
Mm-hmm.
And that's about it.
And that's not, from what I've heard lately, it's not the most fantastical.
No.
However, if we got on the show. No, I think honestly, it's not the people who are on the show. I think it's the times and what they feel like they can or cannot poke fun at.
True.
Which is what comedy is, but comedy is being redefined.
Yeah.
Based on boundaries.
I feel like too there's probably like drugs involved.
That escalated quickly.
Because you watch some of the sketches and it's like,
is that person okay? Like that kind, like on drugs?
I think like the writer's room.
Oh.
And plus they like don't sleep very much. So I think like they come up with these ideas in their
like deranged state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's just my opinion. I'm sure they're not on drugs, but maybe.
Just watch it. It's going to come out and be like, SNL writers fired. Podcast reveals they're all on drugs.
Well, I think it was known like in the 70s, like when like I think there's like been the people that have come out and said like, yeah.
Like everyone was on drugs.
But who wasn't?
Yeah.
It was the 70s.
Now it's like a different kind of drug. You know?
Technology.
That is true. There's apparently, I saw this article on Apple News, but I don't have Apple Plus News, so I couldn't read the article. But it was catchy in that it was saying teens are developing tics at a higher rate than ever before. Is this the first social media caused ailment, or however they worded it? I can't remember it because I was upset that I couldn't read it.
I know.
But yeah, apparently teens are developing tics and and whatnot,
Hmm.
and other like reporting it to their physicians.
And we'll never know because they won't let you read
They
it.
won't let me read it. So if someone's read it, take a screenshot,
Mhm.
send it to your girl.
I mean, I
Kylie.
get it. Like, newspapers are dying. We have to pay.
Yeah, but
But
you're Apple. Thought
yeah,
it should come with the iPhone that costs like $5 million.
fair point.
Then again, though, actually, it's not Apple. It's Apple Plus News, who's really just the distributor of the news. Because I think it came from the Atlantic. So
who's getting
Apple should
paid?
be paying them for it. Boom. There we go. Problem solved.
Which they probably do, and then therefore that's why they started making all the articles behind paywalls.
Although, I will say, because Apple is so genius, and also that's how they stay afloat or successful, I wouldn't doubt if they charge the Atlantic to be an Apple Plus story. So the opposite is true. Like, oh, you want us to promote you on our phone to millions of users as an Apple Plus story? You pay us, and then we'll promote your story. And then you have to pay Atlantic too.
And that's what it's.
I think it was the Atlantic. I could be wrong, but it was something that wasn't for free. Anyways, I digress. A lot of interesting stories out in the world. Technology is one of them. It's weird to read that technology is causing ailments while being on technology. You're like, what? I think it was trying to say social media is causing it, but who's going to solve that one? How do you fix social media?
I was just listening to a podcast. Brene Brown had the host of a podcast I had not heard of before called The Pivot. And I guess they talk about big tech and stuff. And on Brene Brown's episode specifically, they were talking about like the big like Facebook and stuff. I haven't finished it.
The big
but
Facebook.
It was the what?
You're like the big Facebook.
Sorry, the big tech companies.
Such as Facebook. Yeah.
Facebook. Okay. But I haven't finished it. So, but yeah, it's kind of scary.
About what they're
like
doing.
The damage and stuff.
Have you seen The Social Dilemma?
No.
Okay, well, there you go. Oh. You're out of the loop to begin with.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you just so are.
I know.
I feel like you are not allowed to go on. I feel like they should make social media an age thing, like a required age, which we got around that obviously by just putting it a fake age.
Yeah.
But nowadays, you'd think they have technology for verification or something.
Well, yeah, I've read or maybe heard on a podcast where they knowingly, or like they had done their own research and knew the negative effects, like, you know, suicide or depression or bullying that younger kids get with social media, and for them Facebook, and they didn't do anything. It's almost like they knew all the negative things, and they're like, well, that's how we make money. So it's like politically derisive or divisive things, and then like extreme dieting and like all these weird, like they know who to send what to.
That's the social dilemma. That's like what it's about. Yeah, to get you, they feed you what you Google and what you want to know about. So like if you're looking for,
but it's like the negative side, because they know like being in like mad or enraged keeps you on their platforms longer.
Yes. Literally. So then they'll show you the opposite things, or they'll feed you. Even I think they were saying Google does this too, but I think it's mostly Facebook. Feeds you the information you're looking for. So it's a confirmation bias loop. You're just constantly being fed like, yes, your views are right. These people are idiots. This, that.
Yeah, and then it's like when you see people arguing, they really do believe that they're right because that's all they've seen.
And that's information they're getting.
Yeah.
It's kind of scary.
Yeah, there's a good Instagram account. I think I've mentioned it before. Sharon Says So. She's like a government expert and former teacher, and she like gives information in a non-biased way. But she did this really interesting experiment where she like gave you the exact words to Google, and then people would do it and send her screenshots, and it would be different like top headline things and like what news source came up first It's very interesting.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's like exactly. You basically know what the social dilemma is about then.
I've heard of it.
Everyone's talking about it. So,
Yeah.
no, that's insane. It does. But I feel like at the same time, once you have that knowledge, for me, it creates more empathy towards other people who are really, who act so self righteous because I'm like, well, of course you feel like that because that's what you're being fed. So,
I know, but my question is it too late? Because I feel like we're learning about like all the negative side effects of it, but if they're not going to change, because that was the one part I did hear about. The one of the hosts on the Pivot was like, I don't think anything is going to happen because the like sanctions or whatever that they have put for social media, they make so much money they don't care, so they'll just pay it. He was saying like his opinion was like significant changes to help protect people won't happen until someone goes to jail. And
yeah. Who's going to set that precedent?
And he gave a pretty good example of like the college admission schemes.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, you know, if someone before maybe came up to me and was like, hey, I can get your daughter into like Harvard. I'm the rowing coach. Like, just, you know, we can figure it out. Just give me some money. I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever. But I saw Aunt Becky get perp walked, you know, like to jail. So I'll think I won't do it now.
Yeah.
Or it's like, you know, there is real consequences.
Yeah, that's true.
So.
Very true. People, I know, and that's the other thing I was going to say. I think it's, well, another question I would have is is this young generation even on Facebook and Googling things? I feel like they don't.
I think they're safe from Facebook.
I feel like they are so used to having Google so accessible, they don't care, which is kind of heartbreaking. Because I'm like, I remember still having to look stuff up in encyclopedias and ask Jeeves.
Yeah, we were the generation that like, or I feel like the last generation that grew up without technology.
Yeah. Like we remember it not having it so accessible and then having the access and being like, wow. But being young enough, old enough to appreciate it, but young enough to learn it very fast.
Yeah. But like, I was just thinking maybe it's a positive thing for the younger generations that have grown up with it their whole lives.
Yeah.
Because they maybe understand that like how it works.
Right.
So it's like, oh, anyone can put anything on the internet. So they can be a little bit more, what's the word?
Open-eyed /
investigate, or like,
I know what you're trying to, I know the word.
If I only had a thing that I could look up synonyms.
The thing we're trying to talk about.
You know, vocabulary.
Yeah. They can remain neutral or like.
They can pick out stuff
decipher.
That seems fishy.
Yeah.
Which is the dangerous part for older people. Because they're like, well, I read it on like Joe's blog spot at Hotmail 69.
If someone has Hotmail as their email.
Or like a blog spot and it's like, oh, the news. And it's like,
not quite. Yeah.
Not really. Maybe, but
not. Yeah. 100%. That's what I was going to say. I think it's too late for generation above us. Which is below us.
Which I feel like sucks because they vote and they're more easily swayed.
Yeah. It is. It's quite challenging to convince my parents' generation of anything.
Well, and that's the thing. They get so entrenched in like only they're right. And then anything you try to present to them is not.
Because they have experience. Watch, we're going to be doing the same thing with our kids. Imagine it skips that. Like this generation, even Gen Z, and like our kids, like the next generation will be super stubborn too. Wouldn't that be kind of funny if it like, nope, this is how it is. You're like, wait, huh? How they say like things skip a generation. It's like they inherited like grandpa's stubbornness.
Yeah, my dad knows everything about everything.
Yeah, everybody's dad does. Everybody's dad is the same.
Yeah, his biggest thing lately is climate change. I'm like,
we're not talking about that.
No, but
X. I'm like,
he
no,
just
give me
gets
your
so,
hand.
like,
Passionate is what I call that.
and I'm like,
Yeah.
uh,
No.
I was like, so when did you study environmental sciences
Mm-hmm.
or a class, an article?
Mm-hmm.
And then he gets all mad because he knows that he
He knows
hasn't done even
people-
like an article.
I've come to the conclusion people only get mad when they know they're wrong. Because I see it at work a lot. People take things out on you when they know they're wrong. Happens to me at work sometimes. So people are not actually mad at you, they're mad at themselves.
That's a good.
So if
This
you
is a
can-
good learning tool. I
Today.
feel like, yeah,
It's
It's
true.
true.
That's true. I mean,
I never thought of it that way.
thanks. I'm like, oh, you're genuinely curious about this.
Yes.
Yeah, because I find myself doing that, and I had that conversation with the husband for short the other day. I was like, when I'm mad, I'm not actually mad at you. I mean, I'll tell you when I'm mad at you, but if I'm acting mad, it's not at you. So usually I'm disappointed in myself, or I feel guilty at myself, or I'm annoyed with myself. But it comes off as just the same anger. But it's not at you. It's just that you're in front of me. And so it literally happens. It happens at you
Yeah.
versus being directed at you. So then they try to find the solution, which they're not the solution. And I'm like, why are you trying to be the solution? Because they love me. He loves me. And I'm like, stop. Keep loving me, but stop trying to help me because only I can help me. And until I accept that, I'll just keep being mad about things.
Yeah.
Not that I'm always mad, but you know,
Yeah.
things happen.
I feel like, 'cause I have been listening to a lot of Brene Brown, and her new book, I think, would have this. I have it, but I haven't read it yet. The Atlas of the Heart.
Ooh.
It's really pretty. It's like a coffee book table with like glossy pages.
Yeah.
And she goes through like all the emotions. And that's like her big thing. And I think that's what you were saying, like leads to more empathy, is if you know, like there's usually like the outer emotion is not what the inner emotion is.
They're not usually actually connected
Yeah.
unless I say it.
Yeah.
And my outer emotion is actually usually sadness more than anger. Even if I'm upset about something, it doesn't come out as mad, it comes out as sad.
Yeah. And the more that you can recognize that within yourself and others, then you can be nicer to yourself when you're upset, and then also maybe be able to help other people.
Yeah. Or just be there. You don't have to be other
Or
people's
understand it,
solutions.
yeah.
Yeah. Because the more you try to solve other people's problems, the less you're able to solve your own. And then that creates more problems. And then no one's happy because everyone's trying to fix each other when nobody wants to be fixed by the other person.
Yep.
Because then there's the shame of having to be fixed by the other person.
Yep, that's
And then
why
the
you put
guilt
your oxygen mask
of
on
trying-
first before helping others with theirs.
Yes. 100%. The oxygen mask of life.
Advice and help.
Yes.
Or trying to fix people.
Yeah. It's so true. Wow. I'm so glad we turned on the microphones because I feel like this is the same. In case y'all don't know, we talk like this and we just decided let's put microphones in our faces. I almost said our mouths in front of our. Don't do that again. That's
Megan the
funny.
Stallion.
Yeah. So it's kind of nice to be able to share our inner thoughts.
Yep.
Yeah. I think this is kind of that episode we've talked about of wanting to just like go along.
Yeah, I feel like this
With it.
can be its own episode.
Yeah. This is we are doing it.
We're armchair psychologizing.
Yes.
Psychoanalyzing ourselves.
Psychologizing. ourselves.
Psychologizing.
Wow, my hand looks like a normal size right now. Because it's closer to the camera than look at this hand. This is this is the actual size, my size of my actual hand, but right here it looks normal, and over here it looks like baby hand.
Wait, how come?
You see?
Maybe I can.
I feel like your hand looks the same.
Mine looks way big.
A little bit bigger.
How does depth perception work?
Because I've been told I have baby hands, and also I love those baby hands. Remember I brought them to my wedding. I
your
wish-
bachelorette party.
Yes, bachelorette.
I don't know
And
if
I
they
brought
were
them
at
to the wedding.
I
Not in the ceremony. They were in the room while we were getting ready. Looking back,
Just,
that
like,
would have been
giving
so
him the
funny. Be
ring.
like, hold his hands, like just put him. If I had a long sleeve dress, I would have considered that, and it would have been so funny. Be like, do you take, like, you may put the ring on her finger, and I'm just like, so good. No, but I love doing that, and so from far away, I'll do that to my family, and I'll be like, like on my face, and they're like, "Are those your real hands or the baby hands?" Like they can't tell.
How far away are they?
Well, like, okay, the other day it happened where we were driving in a car, like two
Okay.
cars, so it was like probably 20 feet ish, 30 ish. But from far, but it just they can
Yeah.
imagine it looks like the baby hands because I can make because my hands are small.
Did I ever
Yeah.
tell you that I thought I was driving behind you one day?
No. Oh my god, tell me what happened.
It was the weekend of the Lunar New Year celebrations
Uh-huh.
in the city around.
Around here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can bleep out the streets.
No, it's okay.
But because my boyfriend had warned me that certain streets were blocked off for the
for
parade.
celebration. Mm-hmm.
And so then I went around the long way and I went down. And then I was behind
My
the
car.
same
Yeah.
color or whatever. And then I was looking and I was like, I don't think they'd be around here.
Yeah.
Because it was like right. Then I was like, well, maybe because then like it was a guy in the driver's seat and a girl in the passenger seat.
Yeah.
And like the guy's wearing a hat, and I was like, I know hats. And then like when you like are trying to like put it as someone, is trying to find all the reasons why it was you guys.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I don't know her license plate.
Yeah.
But then there was someone in the back, like in the
the very back seat.
yeah. So I was like, I don't think it's them.
Huh.
So
You
if
would
you
also
remember what you
know-
were doing like 3 or 4 weeks ago.
I mean, we did go to not that long ago. It was on a weekday or a week.
It was a Saturday. On the weekend of.
I don't know. It might have been. Might have been. Huh.
But you got on the freeway right there.
Huh.
So
It could have been. You would know. Now, this is like a little inside secret. How do
Okay.
you know if you're driving behind Kylie? My license plate frame.
Oh.
It says where I went to university.
Oh, then I don't think it was. 'Cause I think I would have seen that.
Yeah,
and
and
then
you'd
be
have been
oh
like,
my god,
"Oh,
it
it's
is her.
Yeah.
Oh man.
For sure.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So that was a fun story.
Anticlimactic. We knew what happened. We got excited for a second, even though we know the end of the story.
Yeah,
we
it's
still
like-
doesn't. Yeah.
Eh.
Turns out it wasn't me. Yeah. For sure. I've done that though, where I think it's gonna be someone I know, and then you're like trying to like,
Mhm.
and the person next to you's like, "What are you doing?"
You're like, oh.
That happened to us last week, and I remember when we went skiing. Oh yeah, we went skiing.
yeah.
Like
I'm a
Katie said
skier.
last episode. By the way, I loved your intro.
Oh, thank
last
you.
episode. I was like, this is so cute. I was like, oh, this is so fun. Yeah, we had fun skiing. But on our way up to the mountain, we saw
Oh yeah.
the friend, my husband's friend, who was meeting us up there. I mean, we all coming from the same area. It's not
Mhm.
that random, I guess, but it's just kind of fun when you do
Well, to actually see someone on the freeway at the same time.
at the same time.
yeah, and
it
he
got-
was like, "What's this car doing?"
trying to get next to us, and we're
Mhm.
like, what's happening? And then it's like, oh, it's our friends. Isn't that funny how just recognizing someone,
Mhm.
one person doing that, it's like, I'm going to fight them.
Yeah, it's like,
And-
what the f? They're being like a douche or something.
Yeah, like what the frick? And then the next minute, it's like, what the frick? It's my friend. Yay!
Oh, they weren't like trying to pass me. They were just
Or
trying to
run
get
me
my
off the
attention.
road.
Yeah.
For sure. The dog in the back in their back seat, they
Aw.
looked so scared. I was like, hi.
He's like, I don't
He's
know.
like, Dad, do we know them?
you."
That's what his face looked like. And then I was waving to the dog, but they thought I kept waving at them. And I'm like, no, I'm waving to the dog. Like I was trying to point. And they're like, yeah, he's cute. I'm like, no, like stop looking at me. I just want to wave to your
You're like,
dog.
look ahead.
Yeah, look over there. Oh, look at me.
Oh, look at.
Look at me, by the way. I think it's from I almost said Kristen Stewart. Wow. Kristen Wiig from SNL when she plays the secret word and she's like, look at me. I think that's that.
Yeah, my brother does a thing. I don't know. It's probably from something where he'll be
Mm.
like, "Look at it! Oh, would you look at it?
Oh, I know what that's from.
What is
The
it?
double rainbow video.
Is it?
Yeah. He's like, oh, look at it.
Oh,
Speaking of which, I saw a rainbow today.
really?
Yeah.
Oh,
For real. Out front of my house. I took a picture.
I wanted to see a rainbow.
I did. Well, that's the perk of waking up early. Sometimes you see
Oh, yeah, 'cause
rainbows.
it rained.
It did. It drizzled. It was like a warm drizzle. You would think we were in Hawaii.
Hmm.
Don't be sad. Have you been to Hawaii?
No.
No wonder you're sad. Hawaii is very expensive, but very beautiful.
Yeah, I would like
Like-
to go.
You think California's expensive? They got like, what do you call it? The beautiful everything tax. Like
Mhm.
we got sunshine tax. They got like, I guess island tax.
Paradise tax.
Paradise tax. There you go.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Mahalo.
Yeah. Okay, funny story. Speaking of Hawaiian pronunciations. So this is a cute story. We have good friends who live over there in Hawaii, on Oahu, and they had friends. They were telling us the story after the fact, but they had some friends visiting, and they were trying. I think it was, I forgot what was the word. They were teaching their friends how to pronounce things in Hawaiian because there's a lot of vowels, and you have to say every
Mhm.
vowel. That's how, like, the state fish is like
Oh,
umu
yeah.
umu numu numu apua'a. Like you say every single vowel. I remember that from a tour I did to go look at sea turtles. They're like the state fishes, and then I made it a mission to learn it that day. Anyways, I hope I said it right. So then, from that point forward, on that other friend's trip, they kept pronouncing the words, and they're like, "Oh, like, you know, we're going, like, we're in Hawaii, you know, or we're going to Oahu or whatever." And then they're like, "Oh, where's Pipeline?" And they're like, "Oh no, that one's pronounced pipeline."
No.
Isn't that so sad? Pipeline is a surf spot, but it was cute because it's like they're trying to pronounce it. And he's like, no, actually, this time it's just regular pronunciation. So now whenever I think of that surf spot, I think
no.
Pipeline. Isn't that cute?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Aw.
It makes my heart happy because it makes me smile because it's so innocent and like trying so hard.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of, did you see that Wheel of Fortune mishap?
No. Was it recent?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
tell
been
me.
like making the rounds on the news and like going viral. What was the phrase?
It wasn't feather in my cap.
Yes,
was
it was that one.
Okay, what's funny is I was at the
on
gym.
my lap.
Is that what it was? They said.
No, it was so funny because it was like the girl's turn. It was a girl and two guys, and so it was the girl's turn, and she tried to guess like feather in my. I don't know if lap was the first one, but she said it wrong, and then the two guys got like bankrupt, lose a turn, so it went back to her, and then she spun and got P, I think,
Mhm.
and then. So she must have, the first guess was something else. And
Yeah.
then I think she said lap. And then the two guys lost their turns again. And then it went to her, I think a third time, and she got it wrong.
Oh no,
I
poor
know.
honey. You know, it's funny you say that because I saw it on the news and I'm like, why are they showing like Wheel of Fortune on the news like this? And then it said feather in my cap, and I was like, obviously it's feather in my cap. That's hilarious. So is feather? She said
Yeah.
feather on my lap.
Yeah, I didn't watch who like actually won, but
I think it was one of the guys, and then because it seemed that's why I was confused because when he won, they were just like, you know how they like golf clap
Mhm.
for each other. I wish they would get more like upset when
Yeah.
they lose. I feel like they don't get upset, and like you're supposed to get upset. This is a competition, don't you
Mhm.
people see? But no, they were nice about it. So
Maybe-
that's why I couldn't tell what was
Okay.
going on. Had she been like, you know, then it
Yeah.
would make sense. But she just looked like she was proud of him. So I was confused. That's why I was like,
Oh.
was it feather in my cap? Because I remember
Yeah.
reading it. That's hilarious.
I feel like I would have just left.
Yeah, you're like, I'm done here. Was it you I was with when we were watching Jeopardy? No, it was my other friend. We were watching.
Wow, other friend. Just kidding.
You know her. We were just talking about her. Wink, wink. She was one of
I
my.
know.
She was one of my bridesmaids.
Oh my
She was a
God.
co-bridesmaid with you.
I know.
Yeah,
I know who she is.
yeah, for sure.
I know her.
Yeah, yeah. And I was at her house and we were watching. Her mom made us dinner. It was so cute.
Aw.
and we were watching Jeopardy College Edition, which is a little bit brutal because I feel like I know some of the things. And also, when they make their selection for candidates, you can tell the candidates have very strong, like they have very specific strengths. But when their weaknesses come along, like what they do know and don't know, it's like bad.
Because that's like team play, isn't it, with the school, or is it?
I don't know.
I forget how that one goes.
I don't know about that detail. I just know their ages are college students.
Okay.
And they're in university or college or whatever. And so it was just sad because there was this one girl and you could tell she's not used to being wrong. And she was wrong like every single answer.
Oh.
And she'd be like first on the buzzer. And you're like, if you don't know, just don't hit
you get
it. You
negative,
lose.
yeah.
So she was in the negative like $5,000. I'm like, stop trying for a minute if you don't know. Then she'd hit it and she'd be like, this. And they're like, no. I'm like, please stop.
Aww.
Like I felt bad for her. And she was out after the round, like first round. I feel like you're just not used to seeing people go so negative and like really, really lose on Jeopardy, which is why I felt like College Edition. It ends up being quite split. You're like, people are used to being confident and not being wrong, but she's like, she couldn't stop being wrong, but she had to prove it. She'd not
Story
be wrong.
of my life.
No, it just kept happening. It just went worse and worse and worse and worse. I'm like, oh my God.
Yep. Did I tell you we went to Jeopardy taping?
Yes, you did.
Yeah. I felt smart because it was the teen one.
Oh,
the teen
nice.
tournament.
Cute.
I kind of felt bad though because it was for my dad's birthday. I was like, here's
but
the
you
teen.
enjoyed it more. Yeah.
Yeah. I always feel smart. And then I remember they're like 13 and I'm like, oh, okay.
Hey, it's hard to remember stuff when we were 13. Also, we learned a lot in our lives. We forget a lot.
Yeah. Jeopardy has random ass categories.
Yeah. Oh. Can I share one more thing?
Yeah, this can just be like the random story episode.
Okay, cool. I was gonna say this, but I didn't want to take away from your teen story.
Oh, that was it.
But this was the thing that I forgot that I was gonna say that made me the reason that memory is so memorable, which is a weird thing to say. That moment watching Jeopardy was so memorable.
Oh, so it was a while ago?
It was like maybe 3 weeks ago.
Oh. I thought you were gonna say like years.
No, but the reason why this particular episode of Jeopardy stood out so much wasn't just that girl losing. Something came up where I had one of my clairvoyant moments. I wrote it down.
What?
Can you give me 1 second?
No.
Okay. Oh, and she texted me.
That's creepy.
What? Look, I prove it.
Her ears were burning, or what are they? Is it burning or ringing when someone's talking about you?
Burning.
Burning. Well, my ear is crackling. I think I have an ear infection.
Yikes.
Is that bad?
Sorry. I tried to write sorry and it auto-corrected to sorry, buddy.
Oh, that's nice. You're nice in your text. Or is it condescending?
Right? Okay, let me go to my Do
you have a clairvoyant note?
Okay. I only have one and it's with her because that was whoa. I thought you were still laughing and I look back and you're like stone cold. I was like kind of shook. Like, whoa. Like I'm used to you being able to change quickly, but it like actually caught me off guard. I thought the laughing I was hearing was you, but it turned out it was still me. Anyways, okay.
Oh,
so it was on 2/15. I wrote down the date too.
Okay.
So so the reason this came up is we were talking about vaccinations and just how they've been around for a long time without getting political, and that, for example, the MMR, measles, mumps, rubella vaccine has literally saved thousands, no, probably millions of lives because it was actually one of the main causes of death, one of those three, in the I think it was the 50s, where it was actually a huge problem. And we're watching Jeopardy, eating our dinner, chilling out. 10 minutes later, on the show, one of the answers was measles. How, in the context of what is the M, like what is one of the M's? Because it was like, how they have like some, whatever the whatever the topic is,
yeah.
it's like something like clever and how it like
Mhm.
connects to it.
It's like,
yeah.
And it's like this. All answers will start with the letter M.
Yeah, yes, exactly. It was one of those things. So how measles is prevented from the MMR vaccine. Literally within 10 minutes of us talking about that. And I was the one who brought up that as an example to share with her like why, and not that there's any issue, but and by the way, she just ha-ha'd my sorry buddy.
Wait, what?
When I wrote sorry buddy, she put ha-ha.
Oh, I thought you
like,
said
as-
I did, and I'm like, oh, my butt texting you something.
You're in her text with me.
What? I didn't
I
get
can
it.
see why that's confusing. Okay.
That happened to my dad recently too.
He entered someone's text conversation or he had a
He was like,
clairvoyant
sorry,
moment.
buddy.
We should just say that. If we're saying sorry, just automatically
Sorry,
add buddy.
buddy.
So, but it's kind of like the narwhal from Elf where it's like, sorry, buddy. It's like sad and sweet at the same time. You've seen that.
Yes, I
Oh,
have
thank God.
multiple times.
Thank
That would
the
be like the
heavens.
one Christmas movie I would watch
Me
every
too.
year.
Yeah, Elf and The Grinch with Jim Carrey.
Mm.
I like that one.
I
'Cause
think
it's
I have
relatable.
technically seen it, but it's been a while.
You would like it because it's relatable. Because he's like
I don't.
grumpy.
This is gonna be a hot take, but I'm not a huge fan of Jim Carrey.
Oh,
But
old Jim Carrey, as in
like
young
Bruce,
Jim Carrey.
I like Bruce Almighty.
Thought you're gonna say Bruce Willis. I was like, that's irrelevant. Bruce Almighty. It's the same humor. It's the same humor.
I
You would like the
know.
Grinch because he's like grumpy and wants to be alone, and I'm like, we all want to do that.
Same.
Whoa! I just hit my
Did you do the reflex?
like that
Well, I
was,
just made
and
an
then it startled,
inappropriate motion.
and that startled me. Like me hitting my reflex startled my leg, which startled me, and then you did that. Anyways, back to your dad.
Oh yeah, so he had a clairvoyant moment. It was
Mhm.
actually kind of weird. He was well, he was relaying the story to me, and so he was like, yeah, the other day I was thinking about one of my this might be weird to know, but my dad was in a frat.
What?
Yeah.
That changes things.
Well, to be fair, it was at I don't think he minds me telling. It was at Carnegie Mellon. I'll bleep it out if he doesn't want me to say
I've
where
never
he
heard
went.
anyone say it like that. How do you say it?
Carnegie Mellon?
No, it's Carnegie Mellon.
Well, talk to
Carnegie.
talk to the
The students,
Pittsburghians because they
the
say things
fratties.
weird.
Okay, fine.
Because they have a city called Lebanon, and they say Lebanon.
Oh.
So they, but
Mm.
or I've never heard people say like CMU, like it's a cool like.
Oh. Yeah, I've never heard that.
No. So my dad's very nerdy, and he went to school for engineering. So I think the like frats back in like the 70s, late 70s. Yeah.
Numbers are hard.
Late. Well, I'm trying to like backdate my dad's
Age.
college years.
I would say like late 70s.
I think it's like the
early
late
80s.
70s. Yeah, because he moved out here in '84,
Okay, so
and
yeah.
that was after grad school.
Okay.
And working for a little bit. Yeah.
Right.
So sorry, late 70s.
Mhm.
He was in a frat. But to be fair, I think like frats were different back then, and also the school, like Carnegie Mellon, is known for more of like their arts. My dad claims they're still really well known for their engineering. We're like, okay, Dad, but I think back in the day it was a pretty nerdy school,
Mhm.
so it would make sense that all the frats. But it's still weird that my dad was in a frat. Anywho,
It also kind of makes sense. It just, you know, when you learn something new about someone and then you kind of were like, that's that thing. That like
mm-hmm.
little underlying.
Yeah, just think of a frat of like electrical or mechanical engineers.
Yes.
And
Where they like make jokes about science and you're like,
Mhm.
that's not funny to anyone but you. Yeah.
so that was that. But he was wondering about like one of his frat. Are they called brothers?
Yes.
I went to a school where there was
Brothers.
no social life. So
Well, they're not called frat sisters, so definitely.
well, I didn't know if they just like frat friends.
frat buddy.
Hey, frat, sorry, buddy. Sorry, frat buddy.
Why is that so funny?
I don't know.
I
but
think
like
it's because it seems so natural, but when
Mhm.
you like start calling it other things, it just sounds weird. Frat friends sounds inappropriate for some reason. I think because it sounds like you're saying fat friends.
True.
Frat friends. It's like,
These are my frat friends.
but it just sounds like a made up thing.
Yeah. Anywho, so
Yeah.
he was pondering about one of his frat friends who like went on to be like one of the head people of like one of their departments or
Oh, wow.
something. And he's like, "Oh, I haven't like, you know, heard from him in a while or something." And then he gets like the Carnegie Mellon like they give him like little
Newsletter.
like magazine things,
Yeah.
and he was flipping through it, and there's an obituary for him.
That got way sadder than I thought it was.
Sorry, frat buddy.
I'm sorry.
It's
I
not
laugh
funny.
when I'm uncomfortable.
I knew where it was going, and I thought it was kind of funny.
You soft tossed it to me anyways. It feels like you soft tossed like a hedgehog at me. Like
Soft tossed?
soft tossed, like
Oh,
you know,
tossed.
you're like
Yeah.
lobbing like a joke or
Yeah, yeah.
something. Like I thought it was gonna be like,
I
oh,
soft
like
tossed
that
you a
is quite
grenade.
yeah. I called it a hedgehog because it's like sad. You're like, wait, I want to catch it. I don't want to hurt this thing. Usually it means you want to hit it at the ballpark. That's what that's implying. But
I threw you a curveball.
you did. Whoa,
Anyways,
that's sad.
but yeah, it was like kind of the same thing where he was like,
not
I
the
literally
same.
just thought of him. Now
that's
he's
sad.
dead.
Sorry, buddy.
Sorry, buddy.
That's so sad.
But yeah, I told my dad then maybe he should think about winning the lottery or something like positive,
Oh. I was
since he like
I
thought
thought
his.
this was like because he died, and I got kind
No.
of concerned.
I was implying that my dad had thought him
right.
to death.
Oh, okay. Now it's making sense why you're laughing. That's so
It's not
sad.
funny, and sorry to that
Sorry.
frat buddy,
Sorry,
to the frat friend.
buddy.
But yeah, I was like,
High-fiving
that's
him.
life.
Or not.
You never know.
You never know.
So YOLO.
Don't let Katie's dad think of you.
Don't
is
get
the
on my
moral of the
dad's
story.
bad side.
Aw.
He's got powers.
The bad pears.
The bad powers.
Which is funny because my dad and I were actually talking about clairvoyant stuff tonight because I think that's where I inherited it from, where I have clairvoyance with him.
Mhm.
And I was like, if we were clairvoyant 100 years ago, we'd have been burned at the stake.
Mhm.
He's like, we witches.
Well, in America, we never burned witches. We hanged them.
Hung?
Hanged.
Hanged?
Hmm.
Oh.
They burned
Hung.
them in Scotland and England and stuff.
Oh. Well, that makes sense because they're really mean. So
Well,
we left for a reason.
oh, but when we went to the Salem Witch Museum, they made a point to say that no witches were killed or hanged or killed
In the making of this
because
museum.
none of them were actually witches.
Oh.
So
That's not fair. If I'm going all the way to the Salem Witch Museum, they better be telling me witches are real. But I know that's not the point.
yeah.
The history part is not the point. Because it's sad,
Yep.
obviously.
But we talked about that. You can look at one of our.
Earlier episodes.
Yep.
But also, it's kind of fun to think there might be witches. They were just wrong about which ones they selected
Yeah.
to
I
kill.
feel like there's always been witches.
Yeah.
And that's
if
what
you're
the
a witch,
museum
send
was.
us your story and come
Yeah.
give us positive vibes.
Yeah. They kind of went through the history of like where witches come from.
Like the real ones?
Yeah.
Or the story of them?
like real ones, because there's like the misconception of what they are, like kind of like the wicked witch, green skin,
Oh.
mean, flies on a broom and stuff. But
Mhm.
it's more of just like they were always the like the knowledge keepers of like the herbs and
The earth people.
yeah, like
Mhm.
the wise ones, and they would usually help people
Mhm.
who are sick.
They're
Because
just,
that's all that you could use was really like herbal
Mhm.
medicine back in the day.
they're just good holistic practicers.
Yeah, and they were also like the midwives and stuff.
The healers.
Yes, and the theory is that because they were so knowledgeable and powerful within the communities, it was like, oh well, but we want to have a patriarchy, so we can't have these people. So then they started the negative PR.
Mm. And then it's like, well, I could see too, or imagine that if they could give life or save life, then they can do
Exactly.
the opposite as well. So then they become the blaming.
Mm-hmm. So, but it's still a pretty cool place to check out.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. I was just a little disappointed for a second, but now I feel better about it. But that's still really sad. We're just real sad now. Thank you. Let's not be sad. Also, I feel like your face is not with us. Come to me.
Do I scooch?
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, most of it was like that, but oh well.
There she is.
Hello. For our listeners, it won't matter.
Yeah, but if y'all want to see us,
half my face is covered or out of frame.
Katie has a Phantom of the Opera mask on.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Anyways, I have a couple more random stories. I don't know if we want to tack them onto this one or like the intro of the next one.
For some reason, I thought you were going to say you have something to confess, and I got a little bit scared.
That I was going to confess something?
Yeah, I got a little bit nervous. I was like,
these are my confessions.
Do you think that was real? Did he really do that?
That's what I was wondering, because I was so young when I had that CD.
And then I was like, oh, I hate him, but also like, he sounds really good. And I'm like, is he more attractive because he's coming clean or because he's naughty? Which one? I don't know. That was like my 12-year-old brain was like, but I didn't understand those things really. Because obviously he's a grown man and I'm, you know, celebrity crushes. Celebrity crushes. Anyways.
Anywho.
Yeah, maybe we save them for the next one.
All right.
Because you and I, we could talk all night.
All night long, we talk.
Isn't that kind of a romantic song?
Yeah. But that's why I said we talk.
We talk. We share stories. Yeah, no, for sure. This was like an inside look into our brains. I feel like a great like actual psychology, but also how we think naturally.
It's natural, baby.
Yeah, unscripted.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
Maybe there's no Botox. No filler.
Yet.
Straight natural. All wrinkles. Well, she doesn't have any because you don't make faces, but when you smile, I'm like very proud.
I don't know how.
How what? How to smile?
Yeah.
You're getting better.
I can't do it on demand.
That's true. That's why when you do laugh, I feel proud, and then it kind of scares me when I look back and I think it might hold. You have like a shelf life for a smile or a laugh. It like it's about 2.5 seconds.
Yeah, that's why I don't like taking pictures.
Yeah, because halfway through the picture you're like, and it's expiring. Yeah,
it's whatever. Maybe they have smiling classes.
Wonder if they can do Botox for smiling. So you're just always smiling.
Like always.
You're like,
I know that they can do stuff that helps you.
Helps you.
Like your smile more pronounced.
Really?
A lip flip.
Ew.
I thought it was like they insert Botox in a different spot so it kind of relaxes so that you can actually like curl up your smile more. But I was talking to my mom about it, and it's actually like a mini procedure. So they like cut something.
Like the Joker.
Yeah.
Where he's like,
I'm like, can you make my smile bigger? And it's just like, we're just gonna go into your cheeks a little bit.
Remember what's her name? Momo?
Oh no, why would you say that?
No, Momo. I know.
Ugh.
That's what she had, right? She was like, really?
It was like what was that? I don't
the
remember
Momo
the
challenge.
Story.
It was the thing. We did an episode on this.
Know.
It was horrible. I think it's about like.
But what did it have to do with her?
She's gonna get you.
Oh.
Oh no! She would tell you what to do. Oh, it was this. It was the thing that leads to bad things, and the teens were doing it. They have to do these challenges.
That was the whale.
That was also one.
Oh yeah, I don't want to remember.
They're horrible, sad things, but they said they weren't real.
Yeah.
But some people were trying to. Yeah, it was like. I don't remember every detail. I suppress the things that I don't want to remember. So if you want to listen, it's a really sad episode, but it's really interesting, and it's a look into the times at that time, if that makes sense. Society and the teen challenges at that time, social media challenges and whatnot. TikTok was kind of newer, I feel like, during that time frame. We've been doing this long enough to forget what we talk about. Wow,
we did it.
Yeah. And that's all. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
Come look at us on YouTube.
Look at it.
Look at him. Look at me. It's like You're Not Paranoid on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Just do You're Not Paranoid podcast.
Yeah. Find
In the
our
search.
website.
Same name.
Yep. And then our Instagram is at You're Not Paranoid.
Mm-hmm.
You want to email us, share with us, send us a story, want some merch. I mean, try us. Maybe we'll be nice. Like maybe we'll send something if you reach out. Hey, we got some very loyal listeners.
We do.
By the way.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for letting us. Not you.
Jibby.
You're forced in here.
Yeah, I don't
Other
like your
listeners.
show.
She actually scares me every time she barks.
It's so shrill.
But no, for real. Thank you guys every week for
Yes.
your time listening to us because it makes us feel special. And Katie is happy. She's not smiling, but we appreciate it. So thank you for
Yes,
real.
thank you very much.
And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Baby hand gratitude. Bye, buddy.
Bye. Sorry, buddy.
Sorry, buddy. No. Bye, buddy.
Bye, buddy.
Good luck finding your dad. From Elf. The actual movie that you've seen.
I
You gotta end on a good note.
Okay.
Good night. Good day. Good morning. Whatever this is.